The imprint period. The imprint period is from in utero, which means from the time of conception up onto age 7. The imprint period is the time period in which a child's brain is developing. During this time, the child's brain is like a sponge, and it's soaking up all the events that occurred around them. Now, like a sponge, it soaks up all of the events that occur. The sights, the sounds, the feelings, the smells, the tastes. And it's during this time that the child experiences their first painful memories. Secondly, we have the modelling period. And this goes from age 7 to age 14. Now, the child models its parents and other people whom the child admires. This is also known as imitation learning. The child watches the adults, then imitates them. And this may include imitating their behaviours and language. Let me give you an example. We have a French bulldog. And the dog doesn't like to defecate or urinate on the pads that we put down on the floor. So we'll go out for dinner, and instead of doing a poo or a wee on the pad, it shits outside on the tiles. Does anybody else have animals that do that? So my wife comes home, and you know what she says? She walks in the bathroom and she says, "Shit fucking dog." Because the dog's pissed and shit on the floor, and now she's got to clean it up. Now, my children hear this, and what do children do? They walk in and they say, "Shit fucking dog, pissed on the floor." Why do they do that? Because they're modelling. And your children have done that to you, haven't they? You've sworn or said something, and they've picked it up and they say it, and now they think it's funny. True? Absolutely. So, during ages 7 to 14, they learn behaviours, and the child starts to develop. The child will also learn how to act appropriately or inappropriately when they are asked to do something by their parent or guardian. The socialisation period. This is from ages 14 to 21. Now, the complex social process called dating starts, and it begins during the socialisation period. During this period, we're learning about how to interact with people in a way that's appropriate and useful in our lives. We're learning how to act around other people and how to make decisions about what we want to do or say. We're also learning about our bodies and our minds and how they work, and what makes them feel good, and how it can be used for good or ill. I'll give you an example. I met a businessman, very successful, making millions of dollars, driving the most beautiful car, living in the most beautiful home, eating at the most stunning restaurants. But he can't keep a relationship. Have you seen things like this before? They got everything they want except love. Now, we were having a conversation, and he told me that he didn't like his girlfriends to see him naked. Yet, he had a body like a gladiator. But in his mind, his body shouldn't be seen by other people. And when he wanted to get intimate with these women, he'd want to close all the blinds and turn off all the lights and make sure the room was pitch black. Now, he's got millions of dollars. He lives in the biggest house. He drives the biggest car. He's got everything else except love. Would you like to know what happened to him? Got to say yes. Well, when he was a teenager, he was exploring his body. And he explored his body, and he wanted to understand what his penis did. And he was playing with his penis, and he was in the bath, and his mum walked in and saw him masturbating, and she screamed at him, "How dare you do that? You filthy, dirty bugger!" And in that one moment, he was afraid to explore himself. In that one moment, he thought that his body was dirty and disgusting. And for the next 30 years, it traumatized him. He couldn't be in a relationship because every time he was about to get intimate, he heard his mother's voice. This is disgusting. How dare you do that? So now he didn't want anybody to see his body. Is that healthy or unhealthy? It's unhealthy, isn't it? One incident when he was exploring his body. At a time in our life when we do this naturally. Is that natural to explore your own body? Absolutely. It's natural. But for him, he was punished by his mother and was made feel dirty. And now, 30 years later, every time a woman wants to get intimate with him, all his insecurities come up. And what do the women do? I don't want to deal with that emotional baggage. And they all leave him. Now, that's not a reflection on the women. It's not a reflection on him. It's just one incident has scarred him for life. And I think all of us have at least one of those. Would that be fair to say? We do, don't we? Or our life would be perfect in every single way.